Hello, it's Atulyamitra here once again with today's thought of the day. I'm sure you've noticed that we're moving out of lockdown steadily. Maybe not fast enough for some, maybe too fast for others. I'm noticing more traffic on the road around where we live here. I'm noticing more people out and about, and of course I'm noticing more shops open. And so I've been exploring how to continue to bring the Dharmic perspective into any of the activities that I'm experiencing as we move out of lockdown. And I've been remembering the words of Shantideva, an 8th century Buddhist scholar and monk. I'm going to paraphrase here, but we start with small steps. And so to illustrate this, I just thought I'd tell you a story about an experience I had at the weekend. So we went shopping at the weekend and we dutifully queued up and washed down our trolley and sanitized our hands and followed the arrows and wandered around the store doing what we needed to do, keeping distance from others, standing waiting if someone's browsing at a particular shelf. And all the time I'm reminding myself that it's an opportunity to practice patient forbearance or Kshanti. And then all of a sudden something happened. As I was standing waiting for someone to finish browsing at the shelf that I wanted to go to, two women pushed past me and they pushed past the other woman. And what instantly happened for me was I noticed a flash of, firstly, fear. And it arose very, very quickly. And it arose and I recognized it as fear of, for my own safety, fear that these people had breached the distancing guidelines and therefore I was at risk of catching the virus. And instantly on the back of the fear, I noticed anger and probably a little bit of indignation, of righteous indignation. How dare they push past me? How dare they put me at risk? And then just as quickly, I remembered a practice that a friend of mine was telling me she's doing at the moment, the just like me practice. And what this practice is that we just remind ourselves that the other person experiences things just like me. They have needs, they have fears, they have people who love them. All of their experiences are experiences just like me. And so that's what I did. I reminded myself that perhaps these women were pushing past and in a hurry because they were afraid, just like me, or that they wanted to get through the shop as quickly as possible, which very often is just like me. Maybe they had somebody waiting for them outside, just like I often do. And did something magical happen in that moment? No, I just had an opportunity to practice. I continued doing what I needed to do. I didn't hold on to any anger or anxiety. I just got on with my shopping. And so that was probably a little bit of the benefit of the practice unfolding in that moment. And then we moved towards the queue. And once again, the two women appeared. And what they did once again was they pushed past me to get ahead of me in the queue. And once again, I felt a flash of reaction arising. And this time it was my competitive streak coming out, the tendency to want to race them to the queue. And so I thought, actually, no, I'll stop. I'll take a breath and I'll let them go ahead of me. So I stepped aside, I smiled, and I let them move in front of me into the queue. And did they turn around and say thank you or offer me any great smile of gratitude? No, nothing like that happened. All that happened was that they stood in front of me in the queue, and then something happened. What I noticed was, I noticed their shoulders begin to drop. I noticed their bodies start to soften. And it was almost as if a wave of relief or relaxation was moving through them. One of the women turned to speak to the other, and as they spoke, I noticed her face actually softening as well. So it was as if they were relieved that they were at the top of the queue. I also noticed that they had very little in their arms anyway, and so I thought, well, maybe they are afraid. Maybe they do want to just get out of here as quickly as possible. And so really what was happening for me in that moment was that I was experiencing empathy and compassion. So that my practice of metta that has been ongoing for many years had actually paid off. Did I become enlightenment? Did anything wonderful happen in particular? No. I just had an opportunity to practice. And so I just remind you today to look for your opportunities to practice wherever you find them. And may you have a good day, just like me.